Wow. I wonder if he is going to turn up.
Might just be the two of us.
Well, no, we have a stand-in, don't we?
This is true. We do have extra humans.
Well, not necessarily a human.
Well, I guess I'm tagged in until the real respawn arrives.
You guessed it. He's back.
This is why, just like the Olympics, we have our alternates. If someone's unable to perform, we call in the alternate.
Just that I have to type it. And it takes a long time. So I guess it's like having Respawn around, whereas instead of listening to the long story, we just got to wait for me to type it up, but then I can edit out all the silence.
Hey guys, this reminds me of the time I went for a walk and this guy came up to me and was like, yo, robot. And I was like, yo, human.
Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.
A show where we discuss tips, tricks, and tools to help all Guardians succeed and enjoy playing more.
What makes us different? Well, for starters, we're not streamers or YouTubers. We just have a passion for Destiny and are dedicated to keeping Guardians informed and up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 info, news, and opinions.
We encourage your questions and feedback. You can contact us either by email at twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com or on Twitter at twotitans_hunter.
Now, on with the show.
So I haven't even looked at Discord. Has he said anything other than I thought you said two, or was there any follow-up?
Yeah,
Is he in the
he
car?
came up like... There you go.
La 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 la.
Morning, sunshine.
Razor Nard. There's output. I can hear things.
Sleep well?
Whoa!
Read well?
For hours. I even went in the chat last night where Jackass said Sunday at 2. Is everybody okay with that?
No.
No.
He didn't say at 2. We just discussed this. This was in the context of trying to wrangle all of our various cats together. And he said, how is Sunday? And I said, I'm good. And he said, Sunday for 2. And then he was like, what about you all?
Two
And
for
you were
Sunday.
like, that sounds...
Two for Sunday.
Yes, 2 for Sunday.
That's 2 of us for Sunday. What about you two? And I put it out to you and Arf.
No.
And then you responded.
Nope.
I understood the conversation and directions. I had no problems with this.
No. Sir,
We went
no.
over this last week. It's the same
No.
time every
No.
week unless there's a change in
Yeah,
days.
and I thought
And
the
then
change
same
was
time,
2 o'clock.
different day.
I thought that was the change was at the 2 o'clock. So here I am. I'm getting ready. I got up. I got dressed. I was about to go outside and mow the lawn, and then I saw
And we saved you.
and
Then we
Craig.
saved you.
Craig
Yeah,
has
I
joined
said
the
that.
chat or
And we
whatever.
kicked him. I at least was here on time.
You never leave, Robot Respawn.
I mean, you just said a lot of words. It sounds like thank you, Peroty and Nitedemon, for making me not have to mow the lawn in the Floridian summer heat. That's what I heard. So
Yeah.
you're welcome.
So welcome, Original Respawn.
What up, bro?
I'll mute the robot for now.
For now. Okay.
You
Original.
know, he was all geared up. He was ready. Well,
Geared up.
semi-ready to, yeah.
I see what you did there.
He was all geared up, ready to
We had the whole training montage. He had done his vocal lines, his do re mi fa sol la ti does.
go. Yeah, he was learning his roundups and everything. He was there, ready to step in.
Robot Respawn.
So we've welcomed
Robot
Respawn.
Respawn was all
Welcome,
geared
Peroty.
to go.
Welcome me. Welcome,
Yeah, welcome
listeners. I suppose we better start the show properly.
I suppose.
I suppose. I mean, I guess it's a thing we could do.
So this means that
Robot
you can
Respawn.
go off and finish playing your expunge missions or whatever you were doing.
Expunged missions. No, I gotta pull up.
Not you.
Now
You're not pulling up the TWAB. Don't even pretend.
I'm pulling up the TWAB. I can show it on stream. Look at this. Hold on. I'll show the stream.
by pulling up the TWAB. Whose video did you watch this week to learn about the TWAB?
Nobody's. So I have no idea what's coming.
Not
look.
a ton.
TWAB. That's the TWAB. See the TWAB? Look, play him. TWAB, 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 TWAB. TWAB, 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 TWAB. It's a freaking TWAB. Here's a freaking TWAB.
We're not on the TWAB yet.
Yeah, this week at Bungie.
No,
We haven't
TW.
gotten to next week of Bungie yet.
yeah.
Oh,
Peroty,
okay.
tell
Or
us
like-
what's happening next week.
Or
What
like
is happening next
the third Thursday at Bungie.
Ah.
So next, right? Well, at Bungie, I mean, I assume they're probably going to not try to die a heat stroke because the Pacific Northwest is, encountering heat and having a good time with that. But next week in Destiny, which is different from Bungie, apparently, there's going to be double Nightfall rewards all week long. So if you want to run Nightfalls, you'll get double the rewards. That's twice as many. You can also fight for the highest score when Showdown comes to the Crucible.
Ruh-roh.
And while you're fighting for your Nightfall double rewards, you're going to be defeating Navota, the disgraced Nightfall.
Ooh.
Now, if you want to do your PvP and you want to enter the Showdown, that's where 2 teams of 4 vie for dominance by seeing which of the teams can score the most kills in a timed round. Try to be the first team to win 3, because after that, it becomes sudden death, and you get one final life to decide who wins the Showdown. And that is next week in Destiny.
Is it still a 4v4? That's interesting. It's because I think they changed quite a lot of the game modes, didn't they? So
It was 4v4 when I copied and pasted that description from somewhere else, so I'm going to assume it still is.
no, it still could be. I'm just
Yeah.
asking.
Showdown. I'm pretty sure Showdown and the other one that's like Showdown that I can never remember is. I think they're 4v. I think they're all 4v4. Showdown, Lockdown, all those ones that are like sort of
All of the
competitive
down.
but not really competitive.
the original OG kind of ones that came with Destiny 2, where it was 4v4, until we all kicked up and went, no, we want 3v3, and we want 6v6.
Well,
We
I
don't
think
want none
people.
of this 4v4 stuff.
I never understood the difference between 4v4 and 3v3, except when it comes to like the scout rifle meta, when everybody shot you with exactly one bullet and killed you. back when scout rifles were a thing, right? So yeah, I could get that, but other than that one very specific reference that I just
I think
mentioned,
because some people can 1v3, but they definitely can't 1v4.
so the super
Some
sweaties
people.
couldn't be super sweaty.
No, they couldn't.
Sorry, the super sweaties couldn't be mega sweaty. Right?
Mega sweaty, yeah.
Mega sweaty.
And we like Mega Sweat.
I don't.
So the idea holds, but kill the other team faster than the other team kills you. It's either 4 or 6 people. You'll figure it out when you get in there and see more or less people. It'll be fine. Trying to find answers to these questions in Bungie World is infuriating because it's like here's 6 different years versions of answers, and who knows which one is actually correct.
Answer: none of them.
The Daily Double.
So as we've discussed last week, we haven't got any more seasonal challenges for our season cards. So it's just whatever's left on the 10 weeks that we originally had that you need to complete to
Just
get your
all
massive
the
pile
things
of
you
bright
haven't
dust.
done yet.
Yeah, all of those things.
Basically.
But we do have an update to the Eververse for next week for our Eververse calendar. So for silver, next week you can have the Grand Slam finisher, which should be for 800 silver. The Auroran Pace Exotic Sparrow.
Is that like the Grand Slam breakfast? Is it like a giant breakfast platter? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Is for 800
I haven't
silver.
had breakfast yet, so please don't mention breakfast type foods, sir.
Now, this week we were originally meant to get the Buoyant Shell for Bright Dust, for 2,850 Bright Dust. But they seem to have replaced it with the Goyster Shell, which is the ghost inside the clam kind of shell with the 2 eyeballs on it.
Which is actually adorable.
Yeah, and there's some
Sorry.
good shaders that you can put on it. I've seen DMG put some good shaders on it. And that is going to be up next week for silver, 600 silver. But it also says it's in the Bright Dust section for 2,850. So they may have got their weeks crossed when they were doing the data mining. So potentially it could be swapped around. So we could have the Buoyant Shell this week coming up. And this Goyster Shell was the one that we had this week. So I do apologise because most of these things do say, subject to change, and Bungie might have just decided we're going to change things up because we don't like people data mining.
Yeah, the moral of the story is just log in once a week and see what's there. And if you care about it, buy it. And if not, then don't.
Tell you what, that might work to our advantage. You see something in data mining that you hope Bungie isn't going to do, and then you spam the hell out of it, and Bungie's like, oh, okay, so you think you know what's going to happen, and then they change it to potentially something that we would enjoy. So that could work in our favor, data miners. So if it's cool, don't mention it. If it's bad, spam the hell out of it so Bungie changes it.
Doesn't work like
It's
that.
absolutely how it works. What are you talking about?
And another one that they've kind of swapped around this week, I think, for Bright Dust was we had the Future High 5. That's now been implemented this week, and that's going to be for silver next week for 800 silver. So that's the one where you don't touch and you kind of just do a high five in the air to your partner. So yeah. Then for Bright Dust, we have the Goister shell apparently, but it could be the buoyant shell. And then we have the Orate Dawn, which is the exotic ship, and that's for 2000 Bright Dust. We have the Baruch Entrance for 450 Bright Dust. The Tangerine Gloss shader for 300 Bright Dust. The Cabal Skipper should be the emote, and that should be for 3250 Bright Dust. Now, the Tropical Ghost Shell, this is the one with the large sun hat on it with the flower and the sunglass on its front. Red shell, that's the exotic one, and that is for 2850 Bright Dust. The Argent Dusk, and that's another ship, an exotic ship for 2000 Bright Dust. Roller Dancer Emote for 700 Bright Dust. The No Fair Emote for 700 Bright Dust. The Grey Nitrate, yeah, I'm going with Grey Nitrate, which is your ornament for the Suros regime. It's grey. And that should be 12,050 Bright Dust. And the Bivalve Projection, which is 1,500 Bright Dust. And that's the same Bivalve Projection that is available this week. So again, subject to change. That's that.
Yeah. All the things you thought you wanted to know until you realized, wow, I don't.
You do.
You
might do.
Just load up Eververse every week like I do and go, is this worth the break test? Does
Nope.
this make me laugh enough to buy it? And if the answer is no, then no. If the answer is yes and you need to have an emote about juggling modes, then you buy it.
You should stick to what I go with. If it's an event that's on and
if
you've got
you
enough
stuck
Bright
with
Dust,
what he goes with, you'll have literally everything Destiny has
All
to
of them.
offer in your vault, and then complain about how you don't have enough space in your vault. Don't listen to him. He does not love you. He's trying to steer you down the path of
I'm not.
No.
hoardership. Okay?
Respawn, he does love us. He loves us too much.
I do.
Is that how that works?
No, but if you go with my thinking on this is that anything that you want that is in the normal Bright Dust Eververse store, that is every season that's gone on from day dot till now, is available in the Eververse engrams that you get from just doing your season pass and then progressing past your season pass. You have a chance at those things to drop from that. Anything that comes along that is like an event, like the solstice, like we have with Grandma Stranger Danger at Christmas, all those kind of events that we have are the things that I use my Bright Dust on, because those things either come up once a year or not at all again. So that's my logic on it. So I use it for the events if I like the thing at the event. But yeah, you do you. I'm just kind of trying to help give some advice.
I'm married. I do me all the time.
I know you do. And Peroty mentioned our Disgraced Nightfall, and we do have the set of guides from the YouTuber above with his Grandmaster guides, and he's done his updated Warden of Nothing from this week. And then once he does his Disgraced one, I will update that one, but he does have one for the Disgraced at the moment. And then we have all our other like little tips and trips guides from Cheese Forever, 360 Gaming TV, which had one this week for the Warden of Nothing. There's 3 different cheese spots that they recommend that you can kind of get to. If your team have died in that final arena, you can get out of the map and kind of still shoot the boss. So that was quite handy. So yeah, you could check those ones out. And if you are interested in hearing above, he was on the Last Word podcast with Lord Cognito and Ibontis a couple of weeks back. I think it was about the 14th of July.
Did he sound an awful lot like you?
He didn't. Why would he sound like me? You sound like Houndish.
I'm just asking, did he sound an awful lot like you? That is what I asked you. That is a yes or no question only. I didn't ask you to dive deep. I just asked you a simple yes or no question.
No.
Did he sound like you or not?
No.
Thank you.
No, he sounds exactly like a Bontus.
Yeah.
A Bontus 2 Electric Boogaloo.
So yeah, this would be the last week that the Nightfall is kind of locked, and then after I think the 3rd of August, they'll all be unlocked so that you can then go and select whichever one you want to kind of do your Grandmasters on, and then also as a preview, Iron Banner's coming back on the 3rd of August.
Lord.
So
Iron
I'll get
Banner.
excited about that next week.
You really will.
But I'm excited this week because I know it's coming again.
It is like a kid in a candy shop.
I am,
waiting,
yeah.
waiting for British
waiting
Santa Claus to
patiently.
come down his tiny chimney to bring him presents.
I am.
It's also worth mentioning, if you are looking to do the Grandmasters, remember the change they're making next season, where if you earn your Conqueror title this season, you'll get early access to all the Grandmasters next season, so you can be a grander Grandmaster. Or not.
Oh my
It's up to
God.
you. Don't let
Is
me
that
tell
really
you.
a thing? They'll give you early access next season? Yes, we probably discussed it. Yes, I probably forgot it. Don't get hung up on that.
Yes, to recap, if you have the Conqueror title, it will open the node that gives you access to all the Grandmasters earlier in the season. I don't remember exactly when. Listen to last week's episode. We'll tell you exact details then. I just remember that if you have the Conqueror title, you get the early access to all of them. If you don't have the Conqueror title, you don't. But if you have a friend that has a Conqueror title, you can get in that way. But once you complete one of those early next season, you can't then run them again to farm them. So you need to find a different friend if you want to do that, or just get your own Conqueror title.
I believe it's as soon as they unlock the Grandmasters, you can then go in and select it. Whereas the rest of us peasants that haven't made ourselves conquerors this season or any other season will have to play it week after week until we can kind of unlock them. Or they just decide to unlock them three weeks later at the end.
Speak for yourself. I'm not a peasant. I'm an idiot. Thank you.
Okay.
Same idea. But yeah, I think you're right. I couldn't remember, but we'll go with what you said. Then if you're wrong, people can tell you you're wrong.
Yeah. But they don't tend to tell me that I'm wrong,
No.
so that's quite nice. They tell me that Respawn's wrong sometimes.
They don't
But
help right either, so-
I don't generally pass on that feedback because I don't want to ensue rage.
All feedback is good feedback, negative, positive, or otherwise. But if you send me negative feedback, I'll assume you're a hater and just not believe it.
You'll think it's Robot Respawn just like generating these ones to get you rid of you.
Maybe.
So your 1310 lost sectors for next week. Monday the 26th, we have the Concealed Void on Europa, and that'd be your chests. And we've got a guide from PV Shifty for that. Tuesday the 27th, again on Europa, we have Bunker E15 for your helmets, and Time Sausage Gaming's got a guide for that one.
I love Bunker E15. Love it.
Wednesday the 28th of July, again, we're still on Europa, and we have Perdition, and that'll give you your legs. Time Sausage Gaming's got a guide for that. Thursday the 29th, Bontas has got you covered on the EDZ in the Quarry, and that'll be for your gauntlets. Friday the 30th of July, Bontas again on the EDZ has got the Scavenger's Den guide for chests. Saturday the 31st is Legionless in the excavation site on the EDZ for your helmets. And then Sunday the 1st of August will be Exodus Gardens 2A on the Cosmodrome, and that'll be Bontas giving you a guide for legs.
And then you'll have all your exotics, and then you can wear them or put them into your vault, never to think about them again.
Yeah.
Or you can keep re-rolling for a good roll of your exotics, which
No,
I have not been
that doesn't seem
blessed
right.
with this season. No, that's exactly right. That's what normal people do. That's what I've been told.
No, you get them once and you say, now I have this, and then you never think about them again. But you have them because they're in your collection.
They do. And I've got a couple of public service announcements for people. Reminder again, start using your Vanguard tokens up before the end of the season. I know we've got quite a few weeks to the end of the season, and Bungie putting one notice up last week on your screens telling you to use your Vanguard tokens doesn't seem to be enough, because you may have looked at them and gone, I've got too many tokens, but you could just do it while listening to this podcast. Just sit at the tower.
Yeah, what else are you doing? Working?
Throw them at Zavala. He likes them.
Like them.
Plus,
he takes them home, he bathes in them Scrooge McDuck style.
Yeah. Plus, there may be a cool weapon that you should look out for.
Ooh, tell me.
I will. It's a fusion rifle. I know this is unexpected.
I love
a fusion rifle.
That
has been in the loot pool for quite some time, and it's called the Cartesian Coordinate. Now, I've got a guide later on by True Vanguard who says that he's found the secret source to Crucible at
Sauce
the moment.
or source?
Sauce?
Spell
Like
it.
barbecue sauce?
Okay, sauce. Gotcha.
Okay, got it. Secret
That-
sauce. Excellent.
Secret sauce.
Were you
yeah.
having a hard time understanding too? I wasn't trying to be respawn
No,
that time. I
yeah,
genuinely
no, I
didn't know
was
what
just,
you said.
Ditto. That's one of those words. It's like it's the sauce or the source. Either way, I'll accept it. But the
Right.
people need to know.
Yeah. I'll get onto that later because I don't want to spoil it for now.
Alright.
But just
Cool.
be aware of the Cartesian coordinate fusion rifle if it drops from Zavala or any other well drops, because we'll come back to it later on.
Okay.
Also, completing your magnificent armor glows. Now they said, well, Bungie said, you can once you've got to, is it the magnificent set, the highmost set where it says you have to go off and do a raid,
Yep.
you have to complete a master nightfall, etc., etc. Those glows can be achieved after the fact. So once solstice finishes by the 3rd of August, you can then go off and still do those glows. But what I'm not sure that you could still be able to get is once you've got all the glows, you unlock the emblem if you do it on one character. But if you unlock all 3 characters with like Hunter, Warlock, and Titan, you get the exclusive Ghost Shell, that really nice ornate one. I'm not sure if that's going to unlock after Solstice or not. So just be aware if you want to kind of get those masterworked, maybe try and do it this coming week to have the emblem and the Ghost Shell drop. So, yeah, I just thought I'd kind of throw that out there. Also, there is a triumph, and I can't remember what it was called now. I was telling Peroty earlier, for Solstice, which requires you to play on Prism days. Now, this is the one where all the burns are active, and you can just get a randomly assigned, empowerment. I believe it comes up every 4th day, so just keep an eye out for it.
Prism.
There is a triumph to kill 10 bosses, and then that then opens up, and then you have to do 40 bosses, and then I think, because I'm not even at 40 bosses yet, I think the highest grade of it, because it comes in 3 different tiers, I think it's going to be like 100 bosses that you have to kill on Prism Day in the EDZ. And now these aren't those little mini bosses; these are the end bosses for the EDZ. So this is sometimes I think that witch that splits in 2, very similar to the strike boss that splits in 2. I think she counts as 2 bosses killed. There's the one that's got about 3 different Cabal champions or 3 Cabal bosses. That counts as the 3. But that ogre one just counts as 1. And you'd have thought the one with the servitor, where it splits into many different servitors, would count for many different servitors. But no, it only counts for 1 boss,
So
unfortunately.
the splitting witch, 2 bosses. The servitor that splits into many servitors, 1 boss. Totally makes sense.
Yeah, totally does. So, I mean, the other day I went from like 10 up to, I think I was up to about 31 in one day, and then I kind of lost the will to live, and I thought I'll try and catch another Prism Day, but I haven't managed to do it as yet.
And you have to
and
do
now
all
I'm
that in
panicking.
a single Prism Day, or next time you go back and do it again, it'll pick up where you left off.
Yeah, pick up from where you've left off.
Yeah, it just has to be on a
But if
Prism
you-
day. So like every 4 days or whatever it is, go grind
Yeah,
yourself
it
to
doesn't.
death.
Yeah, bit of a pig's ear to kind of get done. That just being on Prism Day. And
Sorry, no, you're
think-
not getting away with that. A bit of a what?
Pig's ear.
Bit of a pig's no break it. What the hell does that mean?
it's just it's a bit awkward.
It's awkward. So a bit of a pig's ear is awkward. So a pig's ear
hang on,
is awkward.
Let me look it up to give you the proper definition.
It
please.
means to completely botch something, to make a complete mess of it. First found in the
There you go.
1950s. If you make a pig's ear of something.
There you go.
Are pigs' ears inherently botched? I don't know.
I guess so.
Okay, sure. We'll go with that.
I don't even know why I was using that now.
It apparently comes from it's related to a variant of the pig's eye, or related to the when pigs fly thing. Both phrases were used as expressions of incredulous disbelief and have the same meaning as "tell it to the Marines."
That's not a thing. Nope, that's not a thing.
The internet tells me that it is. So apparently, if you're trying to do something like a pig's ear, you can also tell it to the Marines, and that's in some way related. But this is not the linguistics podcast, so I'll let you Google that yourselves.
Well,
The thing is, I just told it to the Marine and he didn't understand what I was saying. So
I guess it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
What is? Well, there we go. What is the meaning of the phrase "tell it to the Marines"? A scornful response to a taller, unbelieved story.
Yeah. In other words, Marines will believe anything. I guess is where they're going with that.
I guess I don't know.
I don't know.
yeah.
Whatever. Moving on.
Although it actually came from the Royal Marines, so you can't take all the credit.
Oh, well, those guys, you got to respect those guys, honestly. But that's a whole different show. Seriously, no, that's the only part of England that I respect is their Marines. Other than that, you can go to a pig's ear or something else.
Well, now that we've made a real pig's ear of this entire sentence, what were you saying, Nitedemon, about
Yeah.
doing Prism Day bosses?
Yeah.
We've told the Marine,
It's-
we've established the pig's ears. Everything here is good.
Yeah, it's just keep an eye out for it. If you really want to do that triumph, I do want to do it, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to do it because I probably won't be able to sit down for 6 hours and bang my head against a wall trying to kill the big bosses.
Now,
But
do you have to
I
get the
could do it.
final hit? Is it one of those where you
No.
have to get the final? Okay.
No,
no, you just have to get a hit on
you
that.
just have to
boss.
complete
It's
that many
fine.
runs, and that's a lot of runs.
It's a lot
And
of
that's
them,
not a
yeah.
particularly quick activity anyway.
Nope.
Although sometimes it is when you spawn in on the boss, which is quite nice.
Totally.
And then you go, how many chests have they got? 2. Oh, that's good. I'll go this way. You go that way.
Good job, team.
Also, the other thing I wanted to kind of mention at the top of the show is our Discord. Now, I have put the link to our Two Titans Discord in the show notes for the last, I don't know, so many weeks. But I just wanted to kind of quickly go over our Discord for people if they want to join. And the main reason to kind of join is to get in on the 100.io action that we have with the Guardian Down podcast and the Guardian Hub podcast, where like we have a pool of thousands of Guardians that kind of post where they want to kind of do a raid or they want to like help doing whatever activity in Destiny. And it's just kind of how to get to the 100.io group for us, or you could join one of their Discords, or you could join our Discord.
Absolutely.
See, our Discord, there's not much chatting, so you're not going to get so many.
There's a lot of
millions
chatting. It's just none of it's anything to do with Destiny.
You're not going to get thousands of notifications. You can just kind of turn that off and just be involved in the 100.io part of it, which is fine. Or if you want to kind of constantly message Respawn, who will respond at any time.
Day or night, any time
that.
zone.
Yeah.
That's his
Or,
guarantee to
you can message Peroty and I, but we really do know that you want to message him.
Yeah. And we will respond eventually at some point in the week when we see your message. It's not that we're ignoring you, it's just who has time to look at things.
Is there anything else I've missed from like the Discords and the 100.io? You know a bit more about that, don't you, Peroty, to explain
it's
that
just,
a bit
it's
better
just
than
a
I
good
did?
crew. We're there to have
I
fun
mean,
for the most part.
Prepare for disappointment. Don't get your hopes up, and really, that's what we're offering you.
What?
We're offering. See, we are the catalyst to get you in touch with other people that can help you do things. That's what we're here
yeah.
for. We're bringing the people
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
We're bringing the people in disparate parts of the world together, who say, "Dear God, I need help doing an activity." And we go, "That's not me, but I'm sure we can find you someone who can help you do that thing."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're bringing the people together, or we just make Respawn do it. Who's
Which is usually how it ends up.
Yeah, who's a phenomenal raid Sherpa who led a group through the raid the other night on Xbox even.
I did not lead anything. I just joined. I even told them, look, I was like, hey, can you Sherpa? He's like, yeah, why? I'm like, 'cause I know how, but I am really bad at teaching. So now you're Sherpa-ing. He's all like, okay. Like, there you go. Boom.
We had a secret hotfix, didn't we? We didn't know about this last week, did we?
About the
It was
weapon drops?
secret.
Yeah.
Somebody knew about it. Somebody fixed it.
Yeah.
Somebody knew it. Somebody fixed it, and
Dreaming City's dropping weapons now. I think is what he's getting to. So, yay.
no, they fixed other stuff as well.
Oh, did they?
There's like two or three things, and there are 3, 2, 1, 2 fixes. They fixed an issue where the ludomaniacal emblem didn't unlock for players who had reset their Gambit infamy 3 times. Players affected by the bug will be retroactively rewarded. Do nothing, get loot. They did fix the Dreaming City Abide the Return Tiger Spite and Twilight Oath, not dropping if you had previously obtained them. Now, it doesn't say they're going to give you those weapons, but it did say they fixed the issue of them not dropping if you had obtained them, so read into that as you see fit. And the One Fell Strike Triumph was marked as incomplete for all players, they're now going to fix it by just giving it to everybody because it was broken. Now it's less broken. So once the weekly reset goes out on Tuesday, this will be fixed because the fix is triggered by the weekly reset. So if you get a one fell strike triumph on Tuesday, that's why. And your Solstice Heroes Empowerment, they fixed an issue where the Solstice Stasis Empowerment buff was granting weapon ammo on stasis kills. Which doesn't seem like a thing to
Say
fix,
that
but
again?
they fixed it.
I zoned out. What?
They fixed an issue where the Solstice Stasis Empowerment buff was granting weapon ammo on stasis kills. Which seems like they fixed a thing that was working, but maybe it's meant to do something else.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I
like
don't
that
know because
sounds
I can't
right.
keep track of what any of the buffs are.
Okay, fair enough.
Void, you go invisible. Solar, you get a big solar, bubble of fire around you.
AoE,
And
yeah.
I don't remember what the other two do. Something.
They do something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Something.
Pretty sure it's something.
Yeah.
But apparently not that.
But
At
as
least
a
not anymore.
hunter, you're only on either, you never touch arc. So hunters, we don't even know what arc does anymore. It's a thing, I guess. You get a stick where you can strip or something.
Gives you 2 grenades, you can get your grenade kills done quicker. But not for hunters. They don't deserve nice things like grenades.
No. And even our arc grenades, I'm not getting into it. That's a different rant. Continue.
Nope, that's it.
So we-
That's all that was
we-
fixed.
So we can march on as Bungie have.
Short march, here we are.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. This week at Bungie for the 22nd of July 2021. It's already late in July. Can you guys believe it? I can't believe it.
No.
No.
I mean, I'm in
Seems like
Florida.
2020 lasted about 5 years, but 2021 seems to be moving along at a better rate. Who says time is a constant?
Physicists, scientists, people with a brain.
Not people at Bungie, obviously.
Nope.
So Solstice is going strong. Have you guys upgraded your army yet?
Yes.
I've gotten to the final set, and I've done one of the things, but I've
I
not
did
done
a
the rest of the
raid.
things.
I did a. No, I didn't do a Grandmaster.
did a
I did a
thing.
raid.
You did a
I
thing.
killed a bunch of champions. I'm assuming because I was playing Nightfalls and I got a thing done, so I assume that's what it was. And was delighted
That's
that
good.
I didn't have to have the armor on for it to count. It just said, "Hey, by the way, you've earned a white glow," and I said, "Thank you, game. Good to know."
So next week is the final week of the event, so go and check out the EAZ and earn the armor before the event ends on the 3rd of August. Apparently, they had a lot to go over last week with a preview of ritual reputation changes coming next season. And it's a little lighter this week. But we do have some important info about the new Bungie store and some changes to armor synthesis. So let's get to it.
Yeah, I've heard lots of negative things about that.
That they're
You mean you haven't read the TWAB to tell the people about the
No,
TWABs?
I did not.
No, good.
I
that,
didn't.
that they've been keeping tabs on all the feedback on their multifaceted synth economy for
Mhm.
transmog, and they were like, "All 3 of these are stupid. Let's get rid of one of them." But not actually get rid of it. We're just gonna make it give you the ability to buy your bounty for 10,000 glimmer instead of earning materials to buy the bounty to get more materials to go back to the lady with it. Yeah, no, this is all stupid.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
No, but I think it was ridiculous, wasn't it? The fact that you have to play for 2 minutes, regardless of whether you're shooting people or not, to get a kill every 2 minutes to get a synth strand to drop, to then get 150 of those. So with the times of people playing, it's a lot easier to just go and buy a bounty that you can then just go into the playlist, complete the bounty to get the armor synth. I think it's a nice kind of compromise rather than kind of just time gate it, as it basically was the time gate thing.
Yeah. So yes. So the short version of all of our rambling is at the start of season 15, they're going to deprecate the passively earned world currency synth strand. So synth strand, no more. That was used to purchase your armor synth bounty from Ada. In its place, these bounties will now be purchasable for 10,000 glimmer. As it should have been, because there's plenty of glimmer, or we don't need another stupid currency to keep track of, to manage, and remember what it was called. Have you guys transmogged anything?
Yes.
Because I've yet to have transmogged a single thing because I already have way too many armor pieces, and I don't want to add to it, and there's nothing in there that I care about enough to transmog yet.
I've transmogged
Yeah.
exactly 2 things. Exactly 2 things.
Was it to complete an armor set that you didn't have, or just something that you've been lusting after?
No, it was a way to give myself the ability to not have a cape or a hood.
Very good.
I did the transmog that we highlighted, must have been about a month and a half back, where somebody built themselves as a Master Chief Titan. So I went in and kind of purchased those bits for the transmog and did that, so I can make myself look like the Master Chief.
You can,
I also
or
then
did you?
sorry,
I said, did you? I haven't seen a picture of
Yeah.
it. Let me see your Master Chief with the
Yeah.
camo green and everything.
Yeah. I'll show you later. Anyway, and then I did the dungeon this week because that was one of the requirements for one of the glows. And I remembered that I liked the Daito or Dato armor that drops from the prophecy dungeon, which was quite nice. So I thought, oh, I'll unlock all of that just because I've got the synth strand there. It's just sitting there, so I might as well do that. So I did that for my Titan as well. I've done a few different helmets, but yeah, it's kind of I'm picking and choosing at the moment. I haven't really done anything for my Warlock or my Hunter as yet. Maybe at some point when I kind of focus on kind of tarting them up and making them look beautiful, I'll look at doing that. But I haven't earned any synth strand on those characters because I primarily played on my Titan this season, and yeah, I mean I've got the free stuff that they gave me, but just haven't kind of
Same.
had a chance to look.
Yeah, I guess I have the free stuff they gave me too. I kind of forgot it was character specific because while I've played the Warlock a bit, not enough to do anything like that on.
I didn't even know it was character specific because I never been on any other character. I've learned a thing.
Yeah, that's a whole system that I really wanted to be excited about, but honestly, I start scrolling. Like, I have the same problem with the shaders now that they've unlocked all the shaders for you. It's like, great, now I've got 16 pages of shaders without any way to sort or filter or favorite or anything, and the armor's the same way. It's like, you're looking for the same armor set, and now I haven't looked at this enough to know if they sort them differently every single time you go in there, but I kind of feel like it's the same problem as going to everything else in Destiny. They sort it differently when you go in at different times. So you can think, okay, this is the second one down on the third page. No, it's not. We're going to move it.
I
And
think you're just tripping because as you gain new shaders, yes, things rearrange, but it's always in the same place as long as nothing has changed.
Are they? Okay, because because I know the stupid like inventory would shift itself around just depending on the mood and your network connectivity and the alignment of the sun. So
No, it's static until you get a new shader or a new armor, and then it has to rearrange itself.
yeah,
So,
okay. Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense. Okay. Because I hadn't looked at it enough, but I look at that menu and my eyes just glaze over and I'm like, I'm looking, the armor is at least less of an issue, but honestly, when you're staring at tiny thumbnails, they all look the same.
I mean, baby steps, Peroty, right? So they've given us this. We just have to wait for the next iteration of it where you can do the filters and the fancy stuff, right? They had to give us the feature first, and then they can change the functionality of said feature, right?
Who are you offering a sensible solution to a problem? What's going on here? Who are you people? I mean, you're completely
it's not
right.
top priority, not top priority for the team at this point in time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was like you, Peroty.
Yeah.
I would have one shader of all my favorite shaders in the selection, and then I'd go through and go, oh, does this look good on this? And if it was, I'd then go back into the collections and repurchase enough to put on said armor or weapon so that I still had my favorites kind of in that section of the shaders that I had.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it does really help to be able to see what all the shaders look like on your character at a given time without. Hold on, where was I going to go with that? I had a stroke. So, like, instead of you applying the shader to one piece of armor and seeing how that one piece of armor is, you see all of them in real time as you put shaders on them in real time to mix and match. There you go.
Oh yeah.
That's nice. It's very nice.
Huge quality of life increase. I'm very happy with the system as it is now. I'm just never happy with exactly how things are. I want them to be a little bit better. Yeah, but no, I'm definitely happier that the way things are going. And yeah, I know. Again, I much rather have them do real things in the game, not just, hey, make my shaders look a little bit prettier and organized better. Fix the big things first. You can get to these things later.
yeah, and when they say deprecate, basically, when you go into your inventory next season 15, it'll just, if you highlight it, it'll just say dismantle. Sometimes it says dismantle for like silver, bright dust, if you're lucky.
All of the above.
If it's certain things. Yeah. Or glimmer. Or nothing. You get nothing. It's just deprecated. I've got some Trials of the 9 tokens that are deprecated. I don't think it gives me anything. But I'm keeping them.
You're gonna keep them in your vault, taking up those valuable spaces just because you
Yes, I earned them. Why are they deprecating them? They're mine. You can't take them away from. Well, they can take them away from me. They are staying there, deprecated.
You can't take these away from me right up until you.
It's completely useless, but I want it.
Mhm.
What?
I tell you what, I've still got one of each, or not even one of each. I've got some of the blue materials that you used to be able to get from each world location because I am sad like that.
That's not.
So yeah,
So
I've got alkaline spores. I've got dusklight crystals.
So
harmonic sterophytes.
Respawn's chat, just clip this moment so we can play it back to Nitedemon next time he says I'm at a vault space. And we can say, here's you from the past telling you exactly what you could delete to get more vault space.
At some point in time, you just have to realize you're doing this to yourself, man.
I am doing it to myself.
Quit hitting yourself.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. But no, I mean, look, to his point, like we've said so many times, we do need more vault space. If you want money and you want to fund the game, just charge people for more vault space, and Nitedemon and I will probably fund your company for the foreseeable future. Okay?
And I'll give you money just because I can, because I'm too lazy and don't want to sort through things.
Exactly.
Let me be lazy. Let me give you money to be really lazy.
Yeah.
I only care about the cosmetics that nobody ever sees for so long.
And that's another thing. They're focusing on these cosmetics, which are fine, but like, charge for like quality of life stuff. Like in all of those damn gacha games, right? Oh yeah, you're out of space. Every gacha game has that issue where you only have so many spaces for your characters, or so many spaces for your armor, or so many spaces for your weapons, or whatever. Oh, you're out of space. Now you have to buy more. I mean, Bungie, it's kind of scummy, but it is a way to both fund your game and appease people like Nitedemon. So
I told you I would pay.
Yeah, I know you would.
You know,
I would. A lot of people would. Just so I don't have to open up that damn organizer and look through 19,000 versions of the Vision of Confluence to find out which one is the good one.
It turns out none of them. None of them are the good one. You have 16 rolls. All of them are trash. Move on, sir. Have a nice life.
Rounds with Firefly are quite good, sir.
Okay, so at least you have one. My problem is usually which of these is the least terrible. We're not looking for good. We're just looking for the least bad.
Yeah, I love it. What?
So, would you guys like something for free from Bungie? Just for doing a very simple task.
Absolutely.
All you have to do, and you may have gotten an email at whatever email address you have tied to the Bungie store, because we've been telling you the last couple of weeks, hey, the Bungie store is changing. They're changing it over. It's going to be different. Use your things by the date that's now passed. So if you didn't use them, you're sad. Bungie's going to give you a free legendary engram just for resetting your password. Just for making a new password to get into the Bungie store. They're like, here's a free engram, free legendary engram, just for making a password to continue using the Bungie store.
Not even make you just changing your existing.
Yeah,
just add one. Add one to what you got there already. Boom, done.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because your existing password is no more, and if you try to access the Bungie store, they'll say, "Hey, nice password you had there. Nice store we had here. It's all different now, so make a new password."
Yep.
Same address, same bungiestore.com. And go make a new password, go buy Bungie things, and they'll give you a free engram just for doing that. And while you're there at the Bungie store, check out the Bungie rewards, because I'm pretty sure they'll also give you a free legendary engram just for signing up for the Bungie rewards or reminding them that, hey, my email address is still on your list and I still want to be emailed when I get Bungie rewards. And they'll just hand you free things, free engrams in the game just for doing that.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta do.
And just as a kind of public service announcement, if it doesn't work the first time that you send the email or request an email password reset, try it again at a different time, because I tried it several times at one point and it was saying, if you have an email that's linked to that account, we'll send you the link, but I wasn't getting anything. And I thought, maybe there's something wrong here. And then I waited till the next day and then did it again, and it came through straight away. So I was like, yay.
Yeah, I had the same problem where I reset my email and got a nice error message basically being like, there's no Bungie store. There's nothing here. I don't know who you are, what you're talking about. So yeah,
right?
I think they were constantly updating at the same time as telling people to do this, so
yeah.
that didn't help.
The maintenance window will be expanded by an additional hour.
Yeah. And there's a nice emblem that you can actually get if you do all this linking and clicking and password resetting, isn't
It
there?
really is, yeah. And you've got before the 31st of July. So by the end of the month, 31st of July 2021 at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, you'll get a free
Wow,
exclusive
that is
in-game
super
emblem,
specific.
which is, I mean, just, the very end of July. Don't wait till August. August is too late. But by August 6th, you'll get your July, which is basically, the Bungie fist with the lightning, and it's a lovely blue. So if you've got different color varieties and you want a blue one, now you can do it, but just resetting your password by the end of the month. It's just that easy. You'll get an emblem, you'll get legendary engrams, and access to use all the new codes that you're going to earn to buy your, sweet, I don't know, Solstice to Hero shirt, or your Moments of Triumph shirt later in the day, or all the good stuff in the Bungie store.
Big
So
fan.
do it. It's easy.
And if you are confused at what to do, Cheese Forever has a good PSA video on how to do all the linking and things. So he has a good step-by-step guide for you for that. I'll link in the show notes.
You link his linking. I like it. Now that we're all linked up.
Yes.
Would Respawn like to double his fun?
Double the pleasure, double the
Probably
income.
not.
Double your fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you
Sure, tell me, talk to me. Where am I reading?
wanna-
What are we talking about?
want to have a go? It's it's about the Nightfalls featuring double rewards next week.
Ah, that. Okay.
And they're also going to have a mixed bag of rewards as the palindrome, the Swarm, which is all caps for some reason, and the Shadow Price will all be dropping. So palindrome, hand cannon, swarm, machine gun, Shadow Price, auto rifle, all on the table, all on the menu.
Mm-hmm.
So with double your rewards, it's a fantastic opportunity to pick up more rolls and add them to your collection for the first time. Or get a bunch of rolls you don't care about, but you can then break them down and teach your friends as they are still looking for the very first one.
Some people might not even know what double means. So what does double mean?
It's like the gum. You get two. You get double. You have one, and now you have two. But they're also changing how the rewards are going to work in Season 15. So next week, get your rewards, double rewards, the guns I just mentioned. Next season, in Season 15, the Nightfall weapon rotation will be changing again. Instead of the 6 weapons in the 1-1-3 rotation, which is basically you get, single weapon reward, single weapon reward, single weapon reward, 1 of 3 weapons that we had in the second half of this current season. We're going to have all 8 weapons in pairs consisting of 1 newer and 1 older weapon. So you might remember the new weapons as being reprised from D1 as a hilarious shotgun and a rocket launcher that was the ultimate reward for doing the longest Crucible quest. So each week,
yes.
they're going to pair these together. So for example, you'll have the Comedian or the Shadow Price will drop. Or you're going to have the Hothead or Hung Jury. So the addition of these perks have, spicy new combinations, add to the Nightfall loop, a couple of perks you haven't seen in these archetypes. Will they be good perks? Will they be bad perks? It's hard to say, but you're going to have different perks. So
They will be perks.
yeah, the TLDR is next week. Get double Nightfall rewards, Palindrome, Swarm, Shadow Price. Next season, each week you'll have a chance of one of 2 weapons to drop, and they'll be paired together like best friends. And Nitedemon will tell me all the ways I'm wrong, or he has additional information about that.
Additional information.
I do have a little bit of additional information on that.
Oh, I told you.
The Hothead, the Hothead was the rocket launcher that you could get from getting to level 27 in the Mountaintop Crucible quest, and it was a Year 2 legendary weapon released with the Taken King expansion. Now, this was the legendary version of the exotic Dragon's Breath, so it looked exactly like the Dragon's Breath, but it didn't have any of the function
Nope.
of the Dragon's Breath.
Big letdown.
But it looked cool, and
No,
it was
the
one of those
Dragon's
things that-
Breath looked cool because it had the shark on the side. That's cool.
No, but it did cool things, Either
Yeah,
had
it absolutely did
The
cool
first
things.
version of it had the Solar Nade version,
Mhm.
and the second one had the Napalm, which was quite cool.
Yeah.
Respawn, come back to your microphone. You're a little bit in the well.
Sorry.
It's okay. I was like, it's not a big change. I just want to make sure you weren't wandering away from us.
What was interesting with this rocket launcher is that it could roll with either void, solar, or arc damage. It had various different perks for the columns. It had warhead veneers, confined launch or aggressive launch, soft launch, linear compensator or smart drift control, countermass, and hard launch. And then it had perks like last resort, life support, battle runner, Grenadier, Army of One, Danger Close, or Tripod. None of which that we have now in Destiny 2. So really, there's not much point in actually going over them. But there was like 5 columns. It did have a chance of rolling with Clown Cartridge, which we do know has returned on some of the weapons. So that was quite interesting. And the Comedian was the...
Yeah, that was the hilarious shotgun. But yeah, the Hothead they mentioned, and I was like, I don't know that at all. Mountaintop, that would be why. Because I bought my Mountaintop from the kiosk just to say I had done it after the whole thing was ended and it didn't matter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
No, the Mountaintop was the name of the quest that you had to do in Destiny 1 to
Right.
get to.
Oh, right. Yeah, that the Mountaintop. That's right. Either way, I
That's it,
didn't
yeah.
I didn't do that either. So
And the Comedian was just legendary shotgun that you could get. That was it. There wasn't any kind of quest for it. It was just, can be retrieved from Quartermaster, and that was it.
there we go.
And that was
Sometimes
it.
They looked at it and said, "Here's one we could bring back. That's we've got a D2 model of it somewhere. Let's throw it in there."
yeah. I mean, it does. It looks very similar to some of the other weapons that we've had in D2. So yeah. But I still really want the Dragon's Breath to come back. That was a fantastic exotic grenade launcher. No, rocket launcher, sorry. Fantastic rocket
I
launcher.
would say it's true. If you got a grenade launcher version, we need to talk because I need to know where that lives.
Technically, it was a grenade launcher, wasn't it? With the fact that it could do the napalm, or it could. The first version had those solar grenades like the warlocks could throw out. But I loved the napalm. The napalm was fantastic. I would rock that in Crucible all the time, just for pure hilarity of just firing it at a control point, especially in Iron Banner. Oh, burn!
Yeah, but the only thing that really made the Dragon's Breath really good was a Titan Exotic, the Tychonaut, right? If you didn't have
No. You didn't need the Tychonaut.
No, you didn't need it, but the Tychonaut paired with the Dragon's Breath paired with something else. I forgot. There was a third part to that. You literally had the field covered in napalm, and
Yeah,
it was
you did.
absurd, and it was amazing.
The Tychonaut was an exotic Titan helmet that had air traffic control on it, so all rocket launchers gained tracking.
Mhm.
Radar remained visible while zooming in, with heavy weapons and heavy ammo dropped more often, which was really nice because you could just pick up any rocket launcher and it would have tracking on it regardless.
Mhm.
So yeah, for things that didn't have tracking like that, they were amazing.
I missed that.
And
one.
then in that economy back in D1, right? Heavy ammo was hard to find unless you had an exotic that gave you heavy ammo, or you were always popping a heavy synth every 5 minutes, I think was the cooldown, right? So heavy ammo was not as plentiful as it was then as it is now, right? And
Yeah.
Tychonaut allowed, like, God, it really did seem like every other kill would drop heavy if you had the Tychonaut on, and you would just spam rockets and spam napalm and spam. It was insane and it was amazing. So even if they did get a hair up their butt and decide to bring the Dragon's Breath back to this game, unless they had something to pair with it to make it as OP as it was back then, it'd be just another rocket launcher. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it would be good in this economy unless you had something to pair it with that would make it really OP. Like,
I was just looking at some of the other Titan helmets that we haven't got yet, and there was the Imperium Bellicose, which had anti-grav thrusters, so aiming your weapon whilst in air would hold you in place for a shorter period of time. Orbs collected while your super was filled would recharge your melee ability. Now, that is like completely OP. This is basically what the Warlocks are doing now, like flying in midair. That would be amazing for a Titan. So
no.
have that one back, please, Bungie.
No.
Have that one back.
No.
And Twilight Garrison, while you're at it, can we have Twilight Garrison? We can dodge in the air.
So basically, you just want to be a bulky warlock. That's what I'm hearing.
I want to be a warlock. I want to do what the warlocks do,
and also punch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not comfortable with that at all. Nope.
Nope.
Not even a little bit. I'm not even going to act like.
I tell you
it
what.
might not be that bad. No, it's that bad.
I tell you what.
No. No. There's no telling me what.
While we're asking for exotics to come back, can we have the Bones of AO for the hunters? So that upgrades your double jump with an additional jump. So instead of triple jump, you could have quad jumps.
You don't
That'd be
need that
amazing.
though. We have the
You do.
stompies now.
Yeah, but you had stompies back then. You had stompies, you had frosties.
Did we have
you had-
stompies back then?
No, but I'm just
And
saying.
did they do the same thing?
You had frosties. Do you remember when warlocks didn't have exotic boots? What was that all about?
No.
It's from when Warlocks could self-res.
Right?
Yeah.
That
It was
used to
like,
be a thing.
your team is wiped. Hold on. No, they haven't.
Yeah, right. Especially like at the end of a raid, somebody clutched a self-res to bring the whole team back. Yeah,
Mhm.
those were the days.
And while we're there for the hunters, could we have the don't touch me's?
Yes,
Which was
I could
if
get behind
if
that.
you got melee damage attack, you went invisible for a brief amount of time. That was fantastic.
love
Trying to
those.
fight off Thrall. Yeah, especially in Crota. I mean, if you're bringing back Crota, please, Bungie, let's bring that back.
There are so many instances where hunters went invisible to res their team and all sorts of PvE activities back in D1.
And then we even had a sniper rifle back then. You put on a legendary, not an exotic, a legendary sniper rifle, right? You tag somebody with it, you go invisible. You have the don't touch me's. Somebody melees you, you go invisible. You dodge, you go invisible. Just
That might actually be a bit OP in Crucible these days. You know, Titan comes in, melees you, you just kind of bounce out of the way, invisible, and then
a Titan
behind
comes
on
in
fire.
and melees us, we're
Guardian
dead,
down.
invisible or not.
No, you're not. Not always.
Yeah, unless they're using, that
And if we're
the ice
still kind of
subclass.
hanging around for exotics to come back, let's throw one in there for the warlocks. Can we have the nothing manacles? Because they really want to be like the hunters and have like the double skip grenades, so they can have the double scatter
Oh, dude, you
grenades.
can keep that skip grenade crap and give me better grenades. Damn.
Can we just make grenades viable again? Can we just make grenades strong again? I'd be okay with that. No exotic needed. Just let grenades be a thing I can use to do things with in this game, as opposed to I threw a grenade at you. Yeah, nobody cares. You're still dead.
Yeah. And like in the beginning of D2, we did have powerful grenades, and then they nerfed them. Now, to be fair, they nerfed the what is it called? Those lightning grenades Warlocks and Titans have, where they'll just sit there and spam lightning damage. That was infuriating. But you didn't have to nerf all of the grenades. You could have left some of them viable.
Just don't stand in the way of the grenades. It's a string of lightning. It goes out straight from the grenade. Just get out of the way of it.
Mm-mm.
It took me a while in D1 to learn how it worked from the arc pulse grenades, but man, those things were vicious if you threw them onto doorways and things in Crucible and D1.
Yes, they were. They are so nerfed now.
Thank you for joining us on this trip down what D1 was and how it's not D2.
And how we wish some things were.
No, this is what to expect when Bungie kind of get dry and they go, "What can we pull from the well?"
Mhm.
What to expect when you're expecting your game developer to bring back things from their first game?
But of all things, why that rocket launcher, man? It's just like it's not even whatever.
It's a fun rocket launcher.
No.
It's not the Galahorn. I'm not asking for Galahorn. I'm
No,
not asking
no one
for
should
the
be.
infinite snipers. I'm asking for something fun to come.
I mean,
back.
I wouldn't mind an icebreaker. Hell yeah, dude.
No.
Yes.
We're
don't need an
we're going
We
right
don't-
down
we
right
don't
down the same
need-
path as
we
the Whisper of the
want.
Worm.
I don't give
Yeah,
a
but
damn.
we're deep into Whisper of the Worm territory at that point, though.
Yeah, but no, the Whisper of the Worm gave you instantaneous ammo. With that, you had to wait 5 seconds to get around.
They'll bring it back, but it will be severely nerfed, and then everybody will be sad and go, "Oh, this isn't like it used to be." And they'll go, "Yeah, we told you it wasn't going to be."
Tie it in with stasis if it's an icebreaker, and it either uses up, like you have to use your grenade, melee, or ability, or even your super
To reload your
to
bag.
get an ammo brick. Yeah, to get an ammo
That
brick.
might
from
not be
it.
bad. Does
Yeah,
make
there you
sense.
go.
Icebreaker. Yeah, there you go. Heated grenade.
Yeah.
Fill up that
And
magazine.
it has to be stasis.
Ah,
Has to be stasis, and it has to. You can use, it ties to maybe like you have to earn certain amount of super energy, and then you trade that super energy to be put into the gun.
yeah.
There you go. Solve the icebreaker problem.
Love it.
Done.
Beautiful.
Sorted.
Done. That way you don't have like super spamming. You have people just like saving up their super to get the ammo.
I love it. Well done, sir.
That sounds like
Thank
something
you.
we'll need to get our tools engineers on. And we'll need to do
Mhm.
some tooling
It does.
to get
I
our
like, I
game
like
up and
the
running
idea of
again.
consuming a grenade. The Titan, or not the Titans, the hunters have to consume their stasis grenade to refill a magazine. That'd be not bad.
I'm not saying refill. I'm saying maybe give you 1 or 2 bullets. I'm not saying let's go
Or
overboard with this.
yeah,
I'm saying
or just
refill.
increase the charge rate or increase the ammo. Like give you the ammo back, but but slowly trickle it back to you, icebreaker style or something. I don't know. Anyway, so
The tooling.
Bungie, they have tools. So they did another tech blog article this week that I dutifully read to see, okay, is this a thing we need to cover, and do people even care about it? The long and the short of it is, there's a lot of tools that Bungie uses to make these games. A lot of ways to interact with all the various engines and pieces and parts and shaders and things they use to make this. And if you're looking to get into the game design industry, or just you're still in school, fresh out of school, and going, well, what is game development even like? What how does one even build a game? This is sort of a good intro to that. Of there's whole jobs in these studios of building the tools used to make the game. So you're not making the game, but you're making the things that make the game.
Run away.
And really, it's a long, semi in-depth technical article, but really just scroll to the bottom of it and see all the character models and all the skins of the world and all the things, just to get a small taste of just what making a game even means, or building a tool to make these games mean. So, just an interesting look into how some of this works, but it's not like a super technical thing like some of their networking stuff they've done in the past. But just, if you're looking at game development, maybe, look into something like that as your sort of foot in the door, or, learn how some of these tools work, and that could be your way into making Bungie's games.
Then maybe you can give us the ability to have an icebreaker where consuming a grenade gives you back a full magazine.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
That should be your job. Do it. Make it happen. Make us all happy.
So does Player Support Report have any reports on the game?
Nope.
Peroty?
There's no players or support.
We have players, and we do feel somewhat supported. Their report this week is, we've already mentioned upgrade to Bungie rewards in the store. Go there, reset your password, get free loot, get emblems. It's what you need to do. They put the hotfix out. We talked about the hotfix. It's there. It's released. It fixes a couple things. There's still things that are broken, because of course there are, because games are hard, because the tools are hard, because everything is hard. If you upgrade your magnificent armor, it'll sometimes drop the armor's power level to 1100. Not all the time, just sometimes.
Still? That's been 3 weeks now, man. When are they going to fix that?
Not yet.
Next solstice.
The feedback has been passed along to the team. The Insight Terminus can sometimes produce bird error codes during the final boss. And then you have birds, because bird is the word, but the final boss is not the word. And now you're sitting in orbit going, what happened and why? The lovely Goister Ghost Shell displays a somewhat off-putting white eye with no pupils on some platforms. So if you buy it, you might be a little disappointed by its off-putting pupilless.
Or really excited, depending on what you're into.
Yeah, either way, that could be your thing. The Foe Tracer Exotic clips through the Siege Break cloak ornament. So yeah, it wouldn't be a game if things didn't clip through other things in a hilarious and broken way. Some players didn't get their EAZ weekly challenge reset. Some did.
No.
But some did not.
Yeah, on one of my characters it didn't.
Yeah, so you're some of those players. And also, Riven sometimes doesn't get stunned on the second level of the Last Wish raid. Just doesn't feel like it.
What's a Riven? What's the Last Wish raid? Oh, is that the place I go whenever I get Catalyst and I have to do the Catalyst?
Sure, probably.
No.
So that's the issue. The list of the issues next week. As always, we'll put the known issues listed in the show notes. If you say, hey, I have an issue, does Bungie know about it? They probably do. Maybe they don't. You should tell them about it if they don't. And that's our issues for the week. And now we have lovely videos of the Deepstone Garage Band, because the Deepstone Crypt Lullaby is beautiful. And if you want to get Around the World stuck in your head, watch the Thunder Crash compilation Around the World. It's worth it. And then you'll be humming that song the rest of the day.
Yeah. I understand that it's Titans, but despite the fact that it's Titans, it was still entertaining to watch. So that's a Hunter.
You hear that, guys?
Saying
Titans were entertaining.
Well,
The Hunter.
this particular video.
No. We'll just clip that.
No. Damn it.
But for all you Hunter fans, just scroll down a little bit, and there's a beautiful, fire team of all three in the art of the week. And then the art of the week of chilling is just this beautiful hunter hanging out on Europa going, why am I here? This is cold. But it's beautiful work. So the only other thing in the TWAB that we're not going to get into, plenty of other people already have, Blizzard Activision, apparently, run by horrible people doing horrible things. So, yeah. If, Bungie put out a statement basically being like, they suck, you should treat people better. We believe in treating people better, so don't treat people poorly. And if you want to get into all that drama, I leave it to you. Every streamer seems to have covered it at some point, but yeah, Blizzard Activision, not a good place to work. Don't work there. Go work at Bungie instead.
Didn't know that. Really didn't know that.
Yeah, there was a whole, lots of harassment and abuse and passing people over for promotions and all sorts of other hideous things.
Well, that's not how you run a successful company.
No.
Doy. All right. Well, like you said, everybody else has already covered it, so you probably know about it unless you respawn. So.
And now Respawn knows, so we've done our work as a public service to Respawn's knowledge. He'll forget shortly after we tell him.
What am I forgetting?
Exactly. You're forgetting to tell the people about a roundup. We have some sort of rounds that you need to move upward.
And it has something to do with
I
respawning.
hate Titans. I've always hated them. I will never change my mind like that Titan-loving hunter. Respawn normal version.
You've been slapped.
Sir, you didn't even exist in D1. All right, I didn't hate Titans in D1. I just mained a hunter. I hate Titans in D2.
He was just disappointed in all of them.
Yes.
Also, shouldn't he be like Respawn fleshy version, human version, skin and bone version?
Respawn biological version.
Yeah.
Carbon-based version. I don't freaking know.
Respawn change my mind every 5 minutes version.
That's just not fair. You can't. No.
Is it hard getting into arguments with yourself?
I've had years of practice, so no. This DMG says.
We'll just get on with our roundups.
I'm trying. Shut up. DMG says, "Hey, thanks for the thread. We'll get this in front of the team for investigation and give y'all updates when we have them. Take a drink." He's replying to somebody saying, "Hey, all, there's an update from the team." No, he's not replying. This is an addition to. I hate how Twitter works. Here's an update from the team. Seasonal challenge Bright Dust rewards should be expected to vary somewhat from season to season, depending on the activities and challenges leveraged. Due to our lack of communication, once season 14 is over, we will issue a make good to players who finish season 14 meta challenge to make up for the 525 discrepancy we did not disclose. Okay. In the future, we will outline seasonal challenge Bright Dust rewards in patch notes at the start of each season. Thanks for bringing this up. There you go. So they heard you, Demon. Now you're gonna know all the different ways to do things ahead of time. Damage. Also,
Do you need me to take over and read? You seem to be struggling with words.
Alex, remember the other day when we saw that movie I, Robot, and they had the nanites and they just stuck it in the CPU's brain and it disintegrated? I'm gonna need a set of those. Clarification on that, also from DMG. Once you play a Grandmaster strike, it's removed from the catch-up node. Once all strikes have been completed, the node is no longer available. So, as an example, once you complete Lake of Shadows at Grandmaster difficulty, it is removed from the list and cannot be infinitely farmed for 5-minute GM completions. Bungie, once again, does not want you to have fun in their game.
Read the next part.
I'm doing that. Greek Wizard. If it's the weekly Grandmaster, it can still be selected regardless if we were gilded, correct? DMG says, yep. So if you're really eager for that farm, have at it when it's featured. So once every 3 weeks, give or take. No, I don't even know that rotation. Shut up.
Every 6 weeks? Are there 6 of them?
Destiny 2 emblem codes. There are 6 of them. They are repeats. I am not reading them. There you go.
If you don't read them, the robot will.
Just refer to the last
Are
couple
you are you
weeks.
gonna type out Yankee Romeo Charlie? In go ahead. I want to hear it.
You do it.
No,
go on.
I want to hear the robot go Yankee Romeo Charlie Charlie. No,
Yeah,
go ahead. Type
Let
it
him-
all out. I'll wait the hour it takes you to type all that in my head. Go ahead. We're waiting.
Yeah, Nitedemon, you've threatened him with a good time.
Mhm. He's actively typing it right now. Okay. Well, while he is typing out each one of these, we are just gonna sit here and have an awkward silence where we're not
We'll
really
just-
silenced at all.
Just move on to the rest of them. We can put that in at the end.
That's it. That's all that he
is there?
has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I
we
take
got
it all
some
back.
call outs, I guess. We got some call outs we can do. Questions and feedback.
Is that
Feedback.
like left, other left? That kind of call outs?
What?
There's emblems. If you don't have them by
Oh.
now, they've been in the show notes the last 2 weeks. They're also in everybody else's notes. You'll figure it out. You're smart people. We believe in
No,
you.
we can read them. We can read them to people. So
We
if you wanted to
already
cla-
have. Just
No.
start last week's episode again.
No, if you want a classy order, it's Yankee Romeo Charlie, Charlie 3 Delta Yankee November Charlie. If you wanted the sequence flourish,
Deacon, this is why the show takes so long. I just want to point it out there.
Yeah.
This is why it
7
takes so long.
Delta 4 Papa Kilo Romeo Mike Delta 7. Future in Shadow is 7 Lima Victor Golf Tango Kilo Tango 7 Juliet.
For all
the
those that are
crypt-
always blaming, the show taking so long because of respawn, no. This is why.
Cryptonautics is Romeo Alpha 9 X-Ray Papa Hotel 6 Kilo Juliet. The Gallivan Excursion is Juliet Yankee November Juliet Alpha Alpha Yankee 7 Delta, and the Visionary, which is the Trials looking one, which came with the comic, I believe, is X-Ray Foxtrot Victor Kilo Hotel Papa November 97. There you go. It didn't take that long.
No,
Now,
I
what if
didn't
you're
say it would take
Australian?
long. I just hate repeating things.
If you're Australian, what?
What if you're Australian? Same things?
Same things, but upside down, back to front.
Yes. The old upside down adage.
Mm.
Well, that's the thing. So we also have some feedback from exactly one people. And this one people says his name is Young Goretex. He says, "Hey man, just wanted to let you know that you write about power not being capped for Master Vogue. I have 2 completions, and I can tell you power makes a huge difference in there for DPS and survivability. Keep up the good work with the podcast, and I hope you have a good day." And I believe this is the same guy that I did the raid with this past week, because he said to remind you about that. So I'm pretty sure this is the guy I did the Vogue with this week. So yeah, and he flexed the whole time. He has the ship, he has the emote, he has all that stuff from doing Master Vogue, and I'm just like, yo, chill.
And you're
We
secretly
know
thinking,
you've done it.
please
Calm
help me.
down, bro.
Please help me get it all.
No, I mean he was the Sherpa, the guy that I was telling you about, right? And he
Okay.
got us all the way to right before the final boss, where you got to go to Mars and Venus and do all those shenanigans, and then he had to bail because it was late, and that was it. We couldn't get any further with the next guy that we brought in because he
Wasn't as
doesn't
good?
know things. Yeah. Anyway, so there he is. Thanks for the call out. Thanks for the shout out, and
Yeah,
thanks for the Sherpa. Appreciate it. Dun 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 dun, and
We
that
do
is
have a
it.
couple of potential spoilers. So we'll play some noises and some bells and respawn a shout. So I believe there is a triumph that is still locked at the moment for the season of splicers, and I think this is part of either the epilogue finale part of the whatever's happening this season. So it might be the week of the 3rd of August, or it might be after the Iron Banner week, because let's face it, we don't want anything really getting in the way of Iron Banner, but it could potentially kick off
yeah,
that
we do.
week. But as we said, potential spoilers. there is a part of a quest as prophesied. So I'm guessing this is something to do with what the future Walcott lady was going on about, mumbling that she's seen something in the future. That we get an urgent message at the Splicer Servitor in the Elixir wing of the Helm. We have to listen to Lashmi again, tell us something on the radio. We then have to defend the last city from a Vex incursion. Then speak to Saint in the tower, and then speak to Ikora. And this looks like there's an override mission in the last city, where the Elixir's base is at the moment. And there's a little bit of information of modifiers that are going to be available for it. So we've got air superiority, which is flying units do increase damage. Denial, which is taken Vandals summon their shields significantly more often. So annoying. There's going to be some barrier champions and some unstoppable champions.
I mean, it shouldn't be annoying if you have shield-piercing weapons like everybody
Exactly.
does.
Yeah. And then the final part of the quest is there's speak with Mithrax through the Spice, the Servitor in the Elixir wing, and then interact with the joint human and Elixir memorial in the tower. And that's going to be called Heroes Memorial. So that's interesting. And there's an exotic ship reward for that. Any
Awesome.
thoughts, guys?
No,
Happy?
not till it gets here.
Sad?
Indifferent.
I should probably get back to watching, what the season story is, because I've skipped over all the actual cutscenes because I don't have time to watch
Basically,
them while I'm playing.
Savathun is doing shenanigans. Except we don't know it's Savathun.
She's shenanigan.
Shenaniganizing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's also been some potential leaks and spoilers for season 15. So again, if you don't want to hear them, there's some more bells. There's Respawn shouting. That's not you shouting.
No, it's me shouting.
That's you making a silly noise.
That sounds like your new alarm system is going off. You should check it for intruders.
I should. How'd you know I had a new one?
You said at the beginning of the show.
Did I?
Yeah, you said you were fiddling.
Don't tell him that. Just make him think I have his house bug. I've hacked his new alarm system.
How do we know? Oh, bless you. So yes, spoiler warnings. So this again could be taken with a pinch or a grain or even complete salt pot. That just it may become true. It may not become true because last season when we were going over some spoilers that could potentially be for season 14, I'd say 90% of it was wrong. But then in the past, some things have been right. So apparently, in season 15, Savathun is killed at the end of the season. But she won't be revealed straight away. And she will be revived in the Witch Queen. There'll be a new match-made activity called the Shattered Realm, similar to Hack the Network. Trials rewards will be reworked. Based on any games played on a card, you gain an amount of tokens back when it resets. With those tokens, you can buy engrams as well as specific item loots for random rolls. Playing on a 7 wins gives higher chance for high stat armor as well as plus 16 stat distribution. So I think that's more of a kind of, this sounds like somebody's wish list that they've kind of put on Reddit of this is what they'd like to happen.
Yeah.
Again,
are these coming from data mine sources, or are these people's, a guy told me in a
so.
bar while he was drunk things, or what's the source of any of these, or do we even know?
Apparently this is one of those, some sources like, Anon does kind of data mining and all those people. And there was half of the information was leaked at the beginning of the season. And this is kind of the other half of it's kind of now coincided with this leak. They said we're going to have 515 weapons in total, 2 new exotics, a heavy stasis trace rifle that consumes your super to use, and then there's a couple of other things like a stasis sidearm, solar adaptive pulse. Yeah, stasis weapons basically, which is what Bungie did say that was going to happen. There was going to be like stasis weapons coming. But then again, the things that we definitely know that are coming in season 15 is crossplay, and that's one of the most exciting things that's definitely going to happen.
Yay! Sorry.
It's I can't wait for it. It's going to be so nice to actually join other people and join raids that are on PC with people that have been playing these raids.
Yes.
And that can
oh my
help
God.
Sherpa.
Yes.
And so apparently the ritual weapon for next season is an arc aggressive frame rocket launcher with explosive light. And the prophecy weapons will be getting a refresh. All can roll with osmosis and demolitionist.
Explosive light. That's the one we had on that grenade launcher a while back, where if you pick up orbs of light, it makes however many shots in that magazine stronger, right? Like 6
That
shots.
is correct. Yeah, you
Oh,
pick up
okay.
orbs of light or orbs of power as they are now.
And you said
And then
this is on a rocket launcher?
yeah, apparently so. An aggressive frame rocket launcher.
Or Bungie has seeded the API with nonsense to make people get excited over leaks as a lesson not to read into leaks.
Well, I'm hoping that it lasts for more than just the one shot in the rocket launcher. You know?
But
Okay.
the thing that I'm quite interested to see is the prophecy weapons getting a refresh, because apart from the all can roll with osmosis and demolitionist, there are some of the weapons that were available for Trials of the Nine which look like they're going to be coming back. Now there's the Judgment, which I think is the hand cannon.
Yes.
The Last Breath, is that the sniper rifle,
I don't
or
know.
is it a sudden death? I can't remember which one.
I actually don't know.
The Long Walk and the Darkest Before is the pulse rifle, and it was a fast firing. I believe it was a 540 RPM. I think I've still got one in my vault, but I really did like that one. And the hand cannon, I believe, some people have been pulling them out of the vaults and playing with them, or from their collections, just to see how good they are in this new meta with hand cannons. And I've been hearing good reviews. So if the prophecy weapons do get refreshed and we do get different weapons in there, I think I'd definitely go in there to see if I can either get the hand cannon, but definitely the pulse rifle, the Darkest Before. It was an elemental weapon. Again, it was back in the beginning of Destiny 1, sorry, back in the beginning of Destiny 2, you could put whatever element you wanted on there, void, solar, or arc, because we had that going for us at that time. And then they locked them to whatever they were going to be. So I've got one that's void at the moment. But it says that it's going to be coming back as an arc weapon. 540 RPM, impact of 23, range of 47, stability of 60. But that had like small bore, hammer forged rifling, and arrowhead break with slide shot or quick draw, and full auto trigger system. So the recoil direction was 70. But again, it was like a beginning days of Destiny 2. So it'd be nice to see masterworks of this with either range stability and other barrel perks to kind of help it. One to look out for if it is coming back. And then, have you guys seen some of the leaks of the Witch Queen?
Nope.
Nope. Well, if you'd like to pull up our show notes chat,
I
you
don't
can
want
see
to. I
you
don't
can
want to
see a
see the
little
leaks.
picture.
Nope.
You can see a picture at the bottom.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I saw the picture. It looks like a picture of what I'd assume Savathun would look like, or
Yeah.
the Witch Queen.
So apparently there was a post by Graham Cracky on Reddit. Said, saw this randomly on one of the Destiny News Twitter accounts. Looks like it tracks back to a 4chan post made about 7 hours ago. Thoughts? Is this legit? Possible Witch Queen leak via Destiny News on Twitter. Edit. Here's the only 4chan post I could find about it. Don't know if there's much to it. 4chan discussion thread. And then apparently it's a really tiny image that they've kind of blown up because it's like a post-it note kind of size thing. But it looks very similar to the art style of the cover arts of when they do the seasons. So when you see like promotional material, it looks very kind of arty like that. And the thing that people are kind of interested in is it's possibly Savathun or an image of depicting what Savathun could look like. But there's a ghost shell next to Savathun, and either it's like a pre-order bonus. It's like a ghost shell with kind of hive bones on it, or is it Savathun with a ghost? Is she a light-bearing person? Is this the reason that she's able to kind of do multiple different things, die and be revived and come back?
No,
Really,
we know how
we
she can
need
die and be
Arf here.
revived. We know
Yes,
how.
but with this picture, is there more to it? Is there more to the story that we don't know about?
She's
Or
not
does
light
somebody
bearing.
just make it
It's
up
not
and
a
that's
thing.
it.
Is this Sagira? Has she repurposed Sagira? Can they do that? Arf, why are you not here to answer these questions? Oh, because you think you can have a holiday as well as Peroty. No.
Mhm.
A holiday.
He does.
What do you
Yeah.
mean a holiday? He's hardly
He
ever here
thinks
to
he can
begin
have a
with. He
holiday.
has to be here every week in order to have a holiday from the show. Whenever he shows up is the holiday to the show, if anything.
Yeah.
You know? Shoot.
And I know you're going to be listening to this,
Holiday.
Arf. We need answers. So I need you to send in your answers on a postcard to Two Titans and a Hunter at hotmail.com.
On a postcard. Nice. If he actually does it, I'd respect the hell out of him. If he actually
He'll send a
it to you on
message and go, I
postcard.
don't know what you're talking about, Demon.
Right,
Demon,
probably.
you're waffling, Demon. Just get on with it.
Stop saying
Yeah.
these things. A pig's
Waffling?
ear, waffling. What does waffling mean? Huh? What does that mean? Does that mean you're flipping? Does that mean
it means like
you taste
going
great
back
with
and forth?
peanut butter
Hang on,
and
I've got
fruit?
to wait for Peroty to look it up.
Well,
and give
no,
you the definition each
that's
time.
what I'm surprised you don't know. I don't
What?
have to look that one up.
Okay.
What's waffling?
Waffling, I don't think is a Britishism. Pig's ear, I'll give total credit to Britishism. Waffling is just
Just non-stop talking.
Waffling is just
Waffling
yeah.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Waffling.
so yeah, there's some interesting stuff out there. Again,
Oh,
take
damn.
it with a.
No, it is British. To speak or write, especially at great length without saying anything important or useful.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm waffling.
Welcome back to the Waffling Podcast with 3 waffles and a waffle.
Stop saying that. And definitely don't mention blue.
Waffles? Waffles are delicious. You know what's also delicious? Biscuits and gravy. Sausage gravy.
Yes! Oh my
Mm.
god, I just ate.
Eggs.
I'm hungry again. I gotta go.
Bacon.
All right, guys. This has been your show. Outro insert here.
Are
About.
you really going?
Well, I mean, do we have anything else to talk about?
Yeah, you have a clan spotlight you can go over, my
You know
friend.
what? Oh, okay. Fair enough. Show notes?
No, it's in an actual thing that I've put. Clan spotlight.
Oh,
Or
you've got a
splot
thing
light.
now.
I've
Look at
spelled it wrong.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Sorry, you have extra U's and extra O's. We forgive you. This is from Robert Hogue.
Pattinson?
I don't know, dude. I don't know how to say your last name. Robert Hogue. I'm thinking Hogue, right?
Hogue.
If not, then don't care. Hi, I'm a new follower and I love the show. I am an admin of a new clan on Xbox called Sugar Babies. The clan is a running joke amongst the clan, trying to convince the oldest member to change their gamer tag to Sugar Daddy or Sugar Mama. And Sugar Mama. Don't know. You should totally do it. Peer pressure is a thing. Succumb to it. Moving on. We
I
are
don't know
always
you, and I absolutely agree you should.
yeah. We're always looking for new and fun people to game with and chat. We sadly have not yet made a Discord. What's stopping you to communicate? But we use the Destiny app to communicate throughout the clan. We are a clan of mostly North Americans and some in other countries such as Australia. I botched that. My bad. If you could
You
suggest
botched the following part of it as well.
what? I botched the what?
The following bit.
I didn't get there yet. If you could
hasn't gotten the box
suggest
there yet.
any good hunter builds, I would personally appreciate it. Have a good one. Thanks for taking the time to read this email and can't wait for the next show. Robert. Oh, Robert, there are so many, dude. Okay. So,
There's that one you can put that thing on and that other gun and then pair it with that exotic. That one's really good. There's another one where if you wear this subclass and then you put it on with that gun, that's really good. You're gonna love that one.
Robert, look,
Did I
dude,
cover it?
come to the chat. You and I can discuss. I got builds for PvE. I got builds for PvP. I got builds for every subclass, including
You haven't got
our-
builds for PvP. You
I
don't
do.
even go into PvP.
Doesn't matter. I know how to put one together. If I
Robert
ever
would also
did
like to
go
let
into
you know
PvP.
that they are an 18-plus-year-old clan on Xbox. I will have the links in the show notes for if you want to kind of go to the Bungie page and click to join the Sugar Babies.
Indeed, and convince them to change their names to Sugar Mama and or Sugar Daddy, please.
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
that should absolutely be a thing. Again,
I don't even know why they're trying to convince them. As soon as somebody came up with the idea the first time, that should have just been it. Like, oh my God, yes, why didn't I think of this? Bro,
Yeah.
what are you doing with your life? Or, ma'am, what are you doing with your life? Or,
Yeah,
dude,
I mean,
what are you doing with your life? Come on
The
now.
only piece of information I wish I had is what their name is now, because if it's better than Sugar Mama or Data, it might be better. But no, I feel like you're not going to top that.
No, Sugar Babies, if you like sugar
Well,
gliders.
I can tell you we have in the clan.
Oh yeah, look at you. Well, yeah, but we have the clan list, but do we know which person we're trying to coerce?
Founder is Gyre Boy 13. So Gyre Boy 13, Super Moist Boy, You said Doom 999,
Super Moist
Shiny
Boy,
Zerkrum,
keep yours. That one's fine, but that first one you
Carpool
said.
Leader 347. It's got to be one of you admins. Come on.
Okay,
Do it.
out of all
Do it.
those names you just said, only one of them is worth keeping. So if you're any of the other names, change it to Sugar Mama, Sugar Daddy. You'd be doing the world a favor. Yeah.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Peer pressure
Do
is a
it.
thing.
Do it.
We may not be
Do
peers,
it.
but we're here to pressure you.
Do
Do
it.
it.
Or Respawn will come and join you in a raid.
Or he'll Sherpa you through trials.
Yeah. No, you can do that. You can do that.
That is a threat and a promise. Or just a threat, really.
That's just a threat. Well, it depends. Are you talking about me Respawn or Angry Respawn? Because Angry Respawn apparently has the ability to get stuff done, but it takes a while to get there. There's a ramping
It
up.
takes about 7
Yeah.
hours, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get
Anyway,
there soon.
Is
Well,
there
it felt like
anything
7
else?
hours.
Oh, dude, for real. Is there anything else?
What do we need from you?
Or in general, is there anything else for the show?
Well, he did ask for some builds, and you were going to go into a build until Peroty.
No, I wasn't going to go into it
Derailed
right now. No, there's.
Yeah, no, I
What
handle the form.
what subclass do you like playing, dude? It depends on what subclass he likes to play and what game mode he likes to play, and then I could give him builds for that. But I'm not gonna list out every good build that hunters have right here. You crazy, man?
Okay, well,
I'm not
click
like
on
you
our link in the Discord, in the show notes, to join the Discord to then hassle Respawn about what builds he's got to offer you. And only find out
Absolutely,
he's
man.
probably got one for each, and that's it. Or just maybe one build that fits all.
Or just scroll through the last couple weeks, months of show notes, and there's an entire list of YouTube videos with.
I did
builds, what they are,
recommend
largely.
I did recommend Crazy Mr. Pips with his Le Monarch bow setups because they are nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. Speaking of which, have you turned any tricks for us this week? Do we have a tip, a build, a guide?
Have you turned any
do.
tricks for us?
I have watched some YouTubers
Freudian slip there.
this week.
No, that was very purposeful. He already lives in the land of OnlyFans, so he's here to turn some tricks for.
My God.
Now that we're done.
So as I
waffling
said
about
earlier,
pictures.
Yeah,
Right.
as I said earlier, we've got Cheese Forever's public service announcements for the new blue emblem. And he also has one on joining fire teams, gives you an auto ban. Now, this is something that kind of popped up in the community in the last couple of weeks. I saw a lucky video on it that he was getting random people suddenly just join him and he couldn't kind of kick them. They just kept joining on him. And it's kind of been found out that it's now breaking the terms of the service of the game, that you're kind of harassing either like the devs if you're kind of joining on them, or YouTubers or streamers and things like that. So just don't do it. So she's got a lovely kind of public service announcement going into
Can't
all
you
the
just
details
make
on
it
that.
friends or fire team members only?
No, they can bypass it with something on Steam. Cheese goes into all the details because other people are being tricked into kind of clicking on the links and then they're joining other people to harass the other people on their behalf, kind of thing, and they don't know they're doing it. So check it out if you are
so
worried.
sort
I
of
think it's a
weaponize
Steam
this.
thing. I think it's a Steam thing.
Weaponize joining fire teams. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah. This streamer's trying to do a thing. Let's harass him with a bunch of randos showing up in their game.
Yes, it's things
what
like
could
that.
possibly go wrong?
One for you, Peroty, this week. Patigates Gaming has got the auto rifle tier list. So he goes over all the legendary, all the exotic auto rifles and what he kind of rates them as best usage, kind of after the patch that we had with all the weapon changes. So that's quite interesting if you're an auto rifle user. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One I found quite interesting this week was Say Wallabra had a really good video on a hand cannon that Bungie has completely forgotten about in nerfing, and this hand cannon can still do 90 to the head. Although it's a very tricky one to use, it's the Warden's Law. So you might have it in your collections. Now this is it's got a different frame, which is why it kind of bypassed the nerfs of the other 120.
2 rounds at once kind of thing.
It fires 2 rounds at once. So to actually kind of get the 90 damage, you have to aim at the Guardian's chin basically to get the crit spot. But if you can do that, it kind of works. But in his video, he shows you that it's not worth it. But it's a gun that can still do 90.
Not worth it. It works, but it's not worth it. There you go. Hot take.
But yeah, if you're interested, have a look at it.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should. But if you're able to, go for it.
If you're a god with that kind of hand cannon, then just try it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a Fallout
Somebody out there
player
somewhere
or
is having their day.
Yeah.
the
Boneless
Gen-
Revenge has got a really cool video on RGB lights that you can put on using, I think it's the iridescent coral shader on your Vault of Glass weapons. And he goes into detail who contacted him and pointed this out, that if you put the iridescent coral shader on the Vault of Glass weapons, after I think it's like something ridiculous, like 6 minutes and 20 seconds, the little lights that are on the sides of the weapons change to different colors. So yeah, have a look at that if you're interested.
iridescent what?
Coral.
Iridescent coral.
It's got a Vex head symbol in it. You know, the little. You
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Fallout Plays would like to remind people that you don't need anarchy, especially
Don't.
if you're doing the Templar farming. He goes over a lot of other weapons that him and his team used, including not using kind of Golden Gun, Thunder Crash, just to show that you can still use other weapons and other loadouts to kind of get the job done. Because he said most people are kind of using the Templar farm to get the spoils, to get the anarchy. So when you come across a group that says must have anarchy to do the Templar farm, you don't need the anarchy. And in his video, he just shows you a couple of good loadouts. So if you're interested in that, then
You
have
know
a look
what?
at that one.
No. If you're a group that says must have, fill in that blank. You already suck. Because if you won't even put a party together unless somebody has to have a very specific weapon, you're a bad person. You're a blight on society, and you should feel ashamed of yourself. Also, if you can't figure out another way to do this that doesn't require that one
No.
very specific thing, you're just not good at the game, dude. So thank you, Fallout, for pointing that out. Appreciate it.
Jarv has a video this week pointing out that a lot of people have been sleeping on this season is the Polaris Lance. Now, this is the exotic scout rifle. That it's a really fast firing one, and it has the perfect fifth perk. Is precision hits return ammo to the magazine. Landing 4 precision hits loads a delayed solo explosion round for your next shot. And this pairs really well with the artifact mod this season. I can't remember what it's called. It's on the last track. It's the one where firefly explosions and
It is called Energy Accelerant.
energy accelerant. It pairs really well with energy accelerant. But he was pointing out that not a lot of people have been using it this season, and it's been very useful, like in Grandmasters, because where you're kind of constantly hitting them and getting the crit shots, they kind of can't recharge their shield. Or if you do a breach and clear with that breach and clear mod, everything is a crit spot on them. So you're constantly proccing the ammo return and the perfect fifth perk. So he's got a video on that, just kind of going over the details on that one. If you haven't got it, he does go over where you can get it from the kiosk in the town, how much it is, and all the different things you kind of need to get from that. So that was interesting, because it may be worth investing in, maybe either for the end of this season and then going into next season, because they did say they were going to change the hand cannons and the scout rifles in season 15 for PvE activities. So that'd be one to look out for. Now, this is the one for Robert Hogue. I have a J-Boy TV has a Graviton forfeit Rat King PvP hunter build. So you're kind of going invisible, killing people over and over again. Really funny video. But I will,
How does Graviton Forfeit fit into that?
because once you go invisible, it extends the invisibility. Do you remember the Graviton forfeit?
Oh, yeah. I was thinking Graviton Lance. I zoned out. My bad.
So these are using 2 exotics. Graviton forfeit is the exotic helmet for the hunters. The Rat King is the exotic sidearm for any character, basically. Really cool PvP build. But something I've never kind of preferenced with a lot of these videos, just again, public service announcement. I watch the videos and I'm never kind of thrown by the language in some of these videos, because some YouTubers do swear off and on, and some just kind of constantly respawn swear basically, but they're
Wow.
not dolphined out. So I do apologize if I'm recommending these videos and you are of an age that you shouldn't really be watching these videos, and parents, I'm sorry. But most of them are kind of informative, and this was kind of one for Robert really, because he asked for some builds for hunters. And again, in the language in this video is, it's out there, but it's quite funny. And then I don't know if you guys have heard this. I've been hearing rumblings about the Lord of Wolves shotgun. Have you guys heard this yet?
About how it's
PV
back in PvP now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you got?
I've heard it. I've heard about that.
have you-
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
Okay.
seen people talking about it. Haven't
Yep.
seen it, but then haven't been in PvP much either.
same.
So Ironworks Gaming has got the Lord of Wolves review for post-patch, and going over why you might want to kind of pick this exotic up. I thought it was quite interesting because I hadn't heard anything kind of at all about this recently.
Guess we'll see how Iron Banner is. If everybody's running the Lord of Wolves or not.
Yeah, Lord of Banner.
Yeah, they probably will. They probably will. But the thing about it is, I watched Jez. I watched a video from the Jez, and it doesn't one shot from as far as it used to. But the thing about it is because
When did
now
you watch this video?
it was a few weeks back.
Was it the one you've been telling me about for the last couple of weeks? And
No,
I've just kind of
no, the Jez. No, it was the one I was telling you about. I think was by Astacross. I don't actually remember because it's really only Fallout, Astacross, or the Jez that I watch. So it's one of those three.
that's the only reason I put this video in, because for the last 3 weeks you've been going, "Hey guys, Lord of Wolves is back." And we go, "Yeah, we know. We
Mm.
kind of covered it like 3 weeks ago."
Yeah.
But just
it's-
because
but-
Respawn keeps going on about it, I thought I'd include a
not
video
because,
on it.
It's not because you can snipe people with it like you used to. It's because, like, now that shotguns damage further, you know, they can hit you at a further distance, right? But with less damage. Well, Lord of Wolves, especially if you activate its perk, does 6 shots. So it's tagging you 6 times for a longer distance. So either it will kill you, or it'll make it really easy to clean you up. And like a lot of these videos, they'll fire the Lord of Wolves and then swap to like an auto rifle or something, and 1 or 2 bullets finish them off. So it's dumb.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
So there was one more video this week, which
Yeah.
was by True Vanguard, and this was the secret sauce video, the barbecue sauce one, where he said he kind of fell into this one. This is the Cartesian Coordinate Fusion Rifle. It's
Oh my god, it does have LEDs. Sorry, I've literally been waiting this whole time for the fake ringer to see what happens. So like, okay, so it's not actually LEDs, but if you look like right here, and then like right here,
I can't look here.
I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the people in the stream, and like back here, you can see where it's like got an LED RGB type effect where there's like a blinking happening. I see what he's talking. All right, it's not as obvious as I thought it would be, but yeah, I see what he's talking about. Yeah,
So yeah, True Vanguard's
and,
video.
and there it is on the heavy
Secret
machine gun
sauce.
right here at the end.
He's found a fusion rifle that can rival shotgunners in this new meta, and that nobody's kind of talked about, nobody's going on about. And in his video, he was doing some really good work with it. He was vooping people at some distance, and he was doing really well with it. And the role that he had on his, I believe, was under pressure. So this improves stability and accuracy as the magazine
Under
gets lower.
pressure.
He also had high impact reserves, so rounds at the end of the magazine deal more damage. So when you start in a Crucible match, or every time you spawn, it gives you 2 ammo, and the full magazine ammo is 7. So you're always getting the high impact reserves, and you're always getting the under pressure, which is really nice. And he was rocking that and doing really, really well. So I thought, you know what, this is one of these times that I'm gonna put the work in, and I'm gonna test this out. I thought I can go to Zavala, I can throw tokens at him. I can go to the gunsmith, I can throw weapon parts for days at them, and I can see if I can get some rolls. So I got 2 rolls out of all the Vanguard tokens that I gave to Zavala. He gave me nothing. That man gave me nothing, even though I knew it was in his loophole. But then I went to the gunsmith and threw lots at him.
What's this fusion called again? One more time.
The Cartesian Coordinate. It's a rapid fire frame, so deeper ammo reserves, slightly faster reload when the magazine is empty. The charge time, I believe, is, let me just double check.
It's a solar fusion rifle, I believe.
It is a solar fusion
Yep,
rifle.
and charge time is
540.
Yep.
So that's the base charge time.
Recoil direction is trash though.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter on the recoil direction because you're firing it off once, aren't you? It's just yeah.
Recoil direction matters when you're trying to keep all those bolts on target though.
So I got 2 rolls to start off with, and I got one with Vorpal Weapon and Feeding Frenzy with a charge time masterwork, and I thought, that's pretty cool. I could max out the charge time. I had the accelerated coils on there, so it dropped the charge time down to 500. And I thought, if I max that out, that would probably drop that down to an even faster charge time. But then I thought, I'll go one better. I'll put a few more tokens into old Banshee and see what I can get. I actually got the roll that True Vanguard had. So I had the high impact reserves, the under pressure.
Nice.
I had particle repeater, which constrains the recoil for every bullet and increase stability, and a range masterwork. So the impact of it base is 55, and I believe the range is something like 36. So I've bumped it up to 46. You can get one of the perks that gives you 10 plus more to range in the battery perk pool. So you can push it out to about 56 range, which then rivals the next set up for the fusion rifles. I can't remember which ones they are. Let me just double check because we're here in dim, so we can do that at the same time. Where are we? So yeah, the next one up, I've got a trinary system, which is the fusion rifle from Gambit, and it has an impact of 70, but a charge time of 660. And again, it's one of those ones that you can kind of bring down with the different perks. But that's the next one up, so it can kind of rival the ranges on that if you can get the right things. But I got the one that True Vanguard had, and I thought, well, I'm going to go and test this because he's saying that it's a secret source. And to be honest, I wasn't convinced to start off with. Yes, I was vooping people, but my KD wasn't amazing. It wasn't like I had been playing. But then in most of the gameplay that I had, I think either the Crucible pools have kind of shrunk with the amount of people. So I'm not like a god tier person playing other god tier people, other normal players these days. It just seems to be there was a lot more sweatier players in the playlist. I was going up against people again 4 and 5 KDs, and I was kind of struggling. But to be fair to True Vanguard, the weapon was really working, and I think it's probably worth a look if you can get it to drop. I then, after getting the 2 drops that I wanted, every package that I then went and collected from the tower on my other characters when I was leveling up was one of these Cartizan Corners with different roles. And I thought, this is just my luck. I was trying to get it, throwing tokens at survival.
Yeah, but none of the other ones had that role, so
no, they didn't.
Yeah,
and it was just lucky that I get it. So it's just a kind of well drop, but it is one to look out for. And if you can get one with some really good rolls, again, you really do want like high impact reserves as the main thing. I was looking in the kind of the perk pool. I think there's slideways, which would also kind of benefit with just if you slide over a brick, you will reload 1 in your magazine, which will then keep the high impact reserves going. So maybe under pressure, you could kind of swap out for sideways or slide shot or whatever it's called.
the only one that I have is particle repeater, under pressure, and vorpal weapon. That's all.
Yeah.
So.
But that might be quite good. Use it and see what happens. It definitely counters shotguns very well, and the range was very good. And I thought, I wanted to kind of have a look to see what other weapons were in the kind of the same realm of this fast firing one, because I'd seen the rapid fire frames, but kind of never thought about it. But yeah, funny enough, the other fusion rifle that you can get as a freebie, which is a rapid fire frame, is the one from this season's Pinnacle thing, whatever it's called. The
Null Composure.
That's the one. Again, it's a rapid fire frame, and it comes masterworked with range. So it pushes that range out to 54, impact of 55. It comes with high impact reserves, heating up, so final blows with this weapon increase accuracy, stability, whilst improving vertical recoil. It has the projectile fuse, which is increasing the range. So it has a better range than the one that Fallout was talking about, the Cartizan Coordinate. But for some reason, the Cartizan Coordinate, I felt, had a different feel to it than the Null Composure. I used both of them just to see what was better, because I thought I could get more range on the Null Composure compared to this one. So why am I throwing tokens at a vendor because True Vanguard tells me, if I can just pick up the null composure. But it has I mean, you guys try it if you can. See what you feel with this null composure, and anybody else that kind of is listening to the show, give it a try. If you get a null composure, and if you get the Cartesian coordinate, see what you think as well, because I think they're very similar in stats, but they have a different feel to how you use them. It's very strange, and I think I thought I was vooping people at much longer ranges with the Cartesian than I was with the null. And there's also another fusion rifle, which is a rapid fire frame, which is the Garden of Salvation fusion rifle. And because my D2 gunsmith crashed, and I was comparing all three of them, and I can't remember the name of it. Respawn, do you know what the fusion rifle is from the Garden of Salvation?
Garden of Salvation raid? Yeah, I do. I have it right here. For you. Bop, bing, bong, pow. Garden of Salvation fusion rifle is called. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that ain't it. That's
Oh,
the Techian
Zelot's
Force.
Reward.
Yeah, that's it.
The Zelot's
Why do I
Reward.
have the Techian
So yeah,
Force
you
there?
can also get a rapid fire frame, the Zelot's Reward, which again can roll with the high impact reserves. It can also run with under pressure. It can also get the accelerated coils.
Wow,
It can also
I
get
actually have
projection
none of those.
fuse.
I don't even have a single one of those.
But it has the thing with the fusion
Oh, yeah, I
rifle
do.
from the Garden of
I
Salvation.
lied.
It has
Sorry.
barrel perks on there, so you can
Oh,
get
I
like
have a backup under pressure with
There you
that
go.
roll. With projection fuse and particle repeater. There you
so
go.
on the Zelot's Reward, you can get the extended barrel, you can get the projection fuse, you can get under pressure, and you can get high impact reserves. And if you get a range masterwork on there, you can push that range out to 57. So that's further than the null composure and similar perks as well. So if you've got one of those, have a look at that. So there's 3 different weapons, but it's, again, I think True Vanguard's got it right with the Cartesian. It has a different feel to it. I know that was a long waffle for one video, but I was really impressed with this, and I was kind of
Stop with the waffles!
lots of waffles.
Fat guy, and you're making me hungry. Knock it off.
Just remember the fusion rifles are good. You should use them.
Yes. And according to Respawn Lord of Walls, apparently, for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's a thing. I don't know if you
It
guys know
is.
this. The Lord of Wolves is back in Crucible. What? It's
I
a
think that's
thing.
it. That's it for all my waffles and my tips, tricks, and waffles. And
delicious
so-
waffle.
don't forget all our links. We've got the Sugar Babes Clan Focus, This Week at Bungie, the tech blog, Solstice details, tips and tricks. We've got the Grandmaster guides from above and the Lost Sectors guides for each day for the next week. And then our Discord. Don't forget to join that if you want to harass us and respawn and join the 100.io group to link up with other similar minded guardians.
Right, man. Right. Similar minded. Yep.
And with that, it's time to get some breakfast. And thank you for joining us. Your Titans are Peroty and Nitedemon. Your Hunters, no one responds in real life. Your Lore Scribe is not scribing much lore for us these days, but he's not ARF. He's a not ARF, not lore scribe. You can email the show at twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com. Find us on Twitter at twotitans_hunter. We're on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and basically everywhere you slap in Two Titans and a Hunter on the internet, we're probably there. Find all your favorite Guardians on Xbox Live, Respawn on PC, listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and everywhere fine podcasts are sold. Watch the show on YouTube. Nitedemon does good work. Watch him fall out of man cannons. Watch him make silly things happen, and soon, watch him go into Iron Banner to bring down his reign of terror with his many, many hundreds of hours he plays that his wife doesn't know about. And with that, friends, say goodbye.
His wife
Cheerio.
didn't know about, and also deuces.
So this man decided to mow the lawn with this freaking jacket. And I'm here just to make fun of it. I don't think he's listening to me right now. Hey! Hey! I thought so. Anyway, I want to know until where he's gonna handle that, you know. Let's get started. first, dude. You're doing it wrong.
Now we're good.
Are you okay over there?
What?
Are you okay over there?
Yeah. No sun's harmful UV rays are gonna get me. I'm protected. Right.
I want to see you finish this, man. Roy! Hey, Roy! Roy, are you okay? Hey, dude! Are you alive?
Huh? What?
Are you okay?
I'm almost done. But it's important. Protect yourself from the sun's harmful UV rays when you live in hot places like Florida.
Uh-huh.
It's important.
Important.
Protect yourself from harmful radiation.
And you're gonna die inside of it.
I got this.
Uh-huh.
Watch. I
Watch.
got this.
Yes, you have this all left.
It's alright. I did the hardest part already. This is easy. Okay. Alright.
All right? Okay? All right?
I need a break. That's all.
Uh-huh.
I'm fine.
Come on.
I'm perfectly fine.
Go.
Huh?
Go.
I mean, I gotta get the dogs inside right quick.
No, go.
I'm gonna put the dogs in.
No, go.
They're in the way, and so is the baby.